Judy, Moody, and Friends. Amy Namey in Ace Reporter. Chapter 1. Did King Toot chew gum? Amy Namey was looking for a story. A big news story. A jump off the page, super exciting story. She walked up and down the street. This is Amy Namey, Ace Reporter, on the beat. She took notes in her notebook. 11:17, Mrs. Donovan's dog barked. 11:22, Mrs. Donovan's cat chased Mrs. Donovan's dog. 11:37, Rocky waved from upstairs window. 11:39, Mrs. Moody got her mail. Nothing ever happens in Frog Neck Lake, Amy muttered. Are you talking to yourself? Asked Judy Moody, kicking a soccer ball down the street. Hi, Judy. I'm being a reporter, and I need a big scoop. A big scoop, Judy asked. Let's go to Screaming Mimi's. They have tons of scoops. Not the ice cream kind of scoop, the story kind of scoop. A big scoop is an exciting story that nobody else knows about. It's for the newspaper I'm making. Come on over to my house. Judy and Amy kicked the ball back and forth all the way to Amy's house. When they got there, Judy followed Amy upstairs to her room. Amy held up her newspaper for Judy to see. The Big Scoop, Judy read aloud. Cool name. Then Amy read the headline to Judy. There's a new pig in town. Frank Pearl wins blue ribbon. Rocky Zhang learns new card trick. Judy Moody does something, Amy finished. Hey, said Judy. I do things. I went to college and to Boston. I know, I'm not done yet, said Amy. She pointed to a big fat empty space on the front page. I'm saving the best story for last. Who knows? Maybe you'll be in it. Amy's mom tapped on the door. Hi there, Judy. Here are the papers you wanted, Ames, she said. Amy spread the newspapers out all over her bed. I asked my mom if I could read some of her news stories, Amy told Judy. By E. Namey, read Judy. Wow, is that you? She asked Mrs. Namey. That's me, said Amy's mom. A few of my biggest stories. See? She pointed to the top of one paper. If your story is on page 1 at the top, it's a big deal. That's called above the fold. Neato, said Judy. I need something mega exciting to put above the fold on my paper, said Amy. Like this. Amy read a headline. Girl finds 5,000-year-old gum. Rare, said Judy. Amy chewed the end of her pencil. Wait a second. Maybe we could find a way old piece of gum too, or something. Or something, said Judy. Then I couldn't write about it. Double rare, said Judy. There's a story out there, said Amy. And I'm going to sniff it out. I know just a place, said Judy. Let's go. Happy sniffing, said Mrs. Namey. In no time, Amy and Judy were digging up the Moody's backyard. Judy had a spoon. Amy had a bigger spoon. Shoop, shoop, shoop. Amy sifted through the dirt, looking for something way super old. Just think, she said in a dreamy voice. Maybe we'll find a dinosaur bone. Or a shark tooth from 1,000,000 years ago, said Judy. Or an arrowhead. Or an old-timey key. Or a super-duper old coin from a way long time ago. Yeah, said Amy, like a penny that belongs to Abe Lincoln. Amy looked at the pile of stuff they had dug up. So far we found 1 marble, 100 rocks, 1 Donna Danger action figure, a rusty nail, an eraser, broken glass, a cherry pit, and 3 peanut shells. Maybe we found something old and don't even know it, said Judy, sifting through the pile. Maybe your big scoop is right here under our noses. Amy held up the marble. She rubbed off the dirt. In ancient Egypt, King Tut, the boy king, was buried with the board games, right? This could be King Tut's marble. Judy held up the eraser. And this could be a caveman eraser, in case you make a mistake drawing your cave painting. Cavemen did not have erasers, said Amy, cracking up. But maybe it's really a mammoth tooth or a dinosaur toenail? Rare, said Judy. What about this peanut shell? I'm guessing it could be Abe Lincoln's, said Amy. Just think. What if Abe Lincoln ate peanuts right here in your backyard? That's a way big giant scoop, said Judy. Wait, what's this? Amy held up a dirt-covered lump. She blew on it. It wasn't a nut. It wasn't a rock. It wasn't a 10,000-year-old cherry pit. It had teeth marks. Amy's eyes grew wide. Judy's eyes bugged out on her head. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Judy asked. It's ABC gum, said Amy. Way super old. Already been chewed. Honest to Abe gum. It looks old, said Judy. Did King Tut chew gum? Maybe it's 3,000 years old gum. Amy and Judy stared in awe at the way old ABC gum. This is big, said Amy. Really big. Just then, Stink came running out the back door. He peered at the dirt-covered lump in Amy's hand. Hey, my gum! He snatched it and popped it into his mouth. No! Amy cried. Stink! Judy shouted. What? It's not that gross, said Stink. Just a little dirt. I was playing out here this morning and I lost my gum. I thought I swallowed it. There goes our 3,000-year-old gum, said Judy. Hey, said Stink, picking up the action figure. Donna Danger, and my cat's eye marble, and my eraser. Thanks, you guys. I thought I lost all this stuff. So all this stuff is Stink's? Said Amy. Not King Tut's? Not Abe Lincoln's? Sorry about your big scoop, Judy said. That's okay, said Amy. I can always find King Tut's ABC gum tomorrow. Chapter 2 Taboo. Amy Namey, ace reporter, was back on the beat. She waded ankle-deep in Frogneck Creek behind her house. This time, Amy Namey was monster hunting. Not the kind of monsters that live in books. Not the kind of monsters that live under the bed. The kind of monsters that live in lakes and rivers, creeks and streams. Sea serpents like Nessie from Scotland. Namey from Borneo. Nyami from Africa. This is Amy Namey, ace reporter and monster hunter, hot on the trail of the great Virginia sea serpent. Will today be the day I capture the super secret creature on film? Just then, something splashed behind her. Ah! Amy's notebook went flying. She landed bottom first in the creek. What are we looking for? Said a voice. A Judy Moody voice. Amy turned and saw Judy take a bite of the bologna sandwich she was carrying. Judy, you scared me. Never sneak up on a reporter who's sea monster hunting. Sea monster hunting, said Judy. Can I help? Yes, if you give me your sandwich, said Amy. I need a bait. Sea monsters like bologna sandwiches? Judy asked. Of course they do, said Amy. Judy handed over the sandwich. Too bad, it has a double mustard and one whole dill pickle. It's for a good cause, said Amy. My mom wrote a news story about this sea serpent named Namey in Borneo, so I'm looking for one too. But they are hard to find. Almost nobody gets to see one. Judy peered into the water. Do they look like giant snakes? She asked. Some do, like Nessie in Scotland, and Chrissy in Canada, and Bessie in Lake Erie, and Tessie in Lake Tahoe, and don't forget Ogopogo. Ogohugo? Ogopogo. It's a lake monster. It lives in Canada along with Chrissy. Remind me never to move to Canada, said Judy. I'm looking for the great Virginia sea serpent. His name is Taboo. Whoa, said Judy. Taboo has the long neck of a dinosaur, the fins of a shark, and the tail of a giant eel, and his eyes glow in the dark. See, I drew a picture. Freaky deaky, said Judy. Just then, Amy felt something slippery, something slimy, brush against the back of her leg. Ah! Ah, she yelled. My leg! I felt something. Taboo. Was it slippery and slimy? Judy asked. Yes. Did it give you the creeps? Yes. It was just me. Judy held up a stick. Hardy har har. You scared me so bad, said Amy. Are you sure you want to find this thing? Sounds all creepy crawly and swimmy slimy to me, Judy shivered. How else am I going to be an ace reporter? First, I'm going to take a picture of a taboo. Then, I will write a story about it for my newspaper. Above the fold, right? Judy asked. Amy nodded. Someday, I'll go around the world getting big scoops for the real newspaper, like a famous around the world reporter Nellie Bly and my mom. Just then, the two girls heard a giant for real splash, a not Judy Moody splash. They looked up the creek. They squinted into the sunlight. Water rippled over the rocks. The two girls saw something bob up out of the water. It was riding the current, and it was heading downstream, right toward them. Do you see what I see? Amy gulped. Yes, if what you see is a three-humped sea serpent with the head of a snake and the tail of an eel. Do you think it smells my sandwich? Judy asked. But Amy wasn't listening. This was it, her big scoop at last. I have to snap a picture, Amy said. The two girls took a step closer. Amy snapped a picture. Something slippery brushed against her leg. Again. Judy, stop touching my leg with that stick, she said. Stick? What stick? Said Judy. She held up both hands. Empty. Amy's heart went thump thump. Taboo! They both screamed. They splashed. They splashed. They slipped and slid. They scrambled up the bank of the creek. They ran across Amy's backyard. They ran inside Amy's back door. They ran into Amy's light bright kitchen. What's wrong? Asked her mom. See, serpent, said Amy, pointing to the creek. Big monster, said Judy, pointing out the back window. Taboo, they both yelled. Pew, close call, said Amy. Double pew, said Judy. Amy held out her camera and zoomed in. She zoomed in closer. Her mom said. It might be a big monster, or it might be a big imagination? Mom, I saw it, said Amy. And don't forget, we heard a big splash, said Judy. Girls, said Amy's mom. Do you think your sea monster just might be a three-humped tree branch? Amy shook her head. No way. No how, Judy said. When Mrs. Namey left the kitchen, Amy turned to Judy. This is big, she whispered. Really big. Chapter 3. Above the Fold. Amy Namey, ace reporter, took out the pencil from behind her ear. Amy took out her way official notebook. At last she had a story, a real scoop. Even famous around-the-world reporter Nellie Bly had never had a scoop this big. Nellie Bly had never spotted her very own sea monster. Amy could not wait to write it down. Great Virginia Sea Serpent Sighting by Amy Namey, ace reporter. First there was a Nessie, then there was a Nabo, now there is a Taboo. Did you know if you go monster hunting in Frogneck Creek, you just might get mega lucky and spot a sea monster? It's true. Two girls from Virginia were out monster hunting this past Saturday in the Crocker River area when they spotted something large and slimy in the creek. Eyewitness Judy Moody said, it looked like a giant snake. No lie, it was so not a tree branch. If you plan to go sea serpent hunting, take a good pair of rain boots. Need bait? Try a bologna sandwich. And don't forget to take your camera. Taboo, the great Virginia sea serpent, was captured on film. See picture below. Look closely. Stick or sea monster, you decide. Do you like my story? She asked her mom, bouncing on her tiptoes. I love it, said her mom, giving her a squeeze. It's exciting. It held my interest. And that ending is what we, in the newspaper biz, call a cliffhanger. Wow, said Amy. Thanks. Wait till I show Judy. Amy Namey, age reporter, ran down the street to Judy's house. She showed the story to Judy. She told Judy all about cliffhangers. This is the best front page above the fold story ever, said Judy. Amy ran back home to make copies for all of her friends. Mom, can you help me type up my story? I'm up here, called her mom. In your room. Amy ran upstairs. Something about her room was different. A desk. Her room had a desk. An old-timey roll-top desk, right in front of the window. Every writer needs a desk of her own, said Amy's mom. This desk was mine when I was a girl. Really? Yes, it's been collecting dust up in the attic forever, said her mom. Do you like it? Amy closed her eyes. She smelled the old wood. She smelled the stories. She smelled the history. Are you kidding? Amy hugged her mom. I love it to pieces. Amy rolled back the top of the desk. Inside were little doors and secret drawers and cubbies. In one of the cubbies, Amy found a bunch of rolled up papers. She pulled them out and unrolled them on the bed. The Tattletale, she read aloud. Oh, my old school newspapers, said her mom. These must be some of the first stories I ever wrote. Nice, said Amy. Here's a story I wrote about Fluffy the rabbit, our class pet. Here's a poem called The Ladybug, Ladybug. Together, Amy and her mom looked through all the old papers and laughed. Later, after her mom had left the room, Amy sat down at the old wooden desk for the first time. She pulled open a secret drawer. She pulled open a tiny secret door. Wait, something caught Amy's eye. Carved inside the door were some letters. Amy leaned in closer and touched each letter. They spelled a name, E-M-I-L-Y, her mother's name. Amy picked up a pen. She carved 3 more letters into the wood, right next to her mother's. A-M-Y. Amy was here.